after seeing so many people come up and receive so many different varied awards for so much distinction of their own, I was kind of quite flabbergasted. I couldn't imagine that many awards there for such a wide variety of different subjects that the school now offers, which is phenomenal, which I'd like to add. Let me go back. 1994 was when I started here. It was triumphant and turbulent years. I didn't know who I was, didn't know what I was doing, what I wanted to achieve, where I wanted to go. And I was taken under the wing of a particular teacher, Mr. Tanner, Mr. Arthur Tanner, and also Mr. Richard Stainer. Now, they could see the energy that I had at that age. I mean, I was literally bouncing off the walls, literally off the walls. And so they said, you know what, we're going to take this boy, we're going to put him in drama class, and see what he wants to do with it. So they cast me as Oberon in Shakespeare's Midsummer's Night Dream, which was quite an interesting role for me to play. And also Gosforth in Gosforth's Fate by Alan Ayckbourn. So they actually showed me a different world from classical to contemporary. And what an experience it was to be able to walk on stage and perform in front of so many different people. And at that age, that's all you want, that kind of attention directly on you. It's amazing. You spend that time watching these fantastical films, Star Wars, and all the Terry Gilliam at that time, the Time Bandits, and all of these things. And suddenly you find a teacher who says to you, you don't just have to watch these things on film, you can do them. So I was like, give it a go, give it a go. So I walked on stage and I did, I never looked back. So I left Mildenhall School under their tutoration. They said to go to Bury St Edmunds to train under the late and wonderful Ray Dyer, who unfortunately has just passed away. But he pretty much taught me everything I needed to know to give me the tools to move on into what I chose as my life path. Now, when you're at school and you're doing your A-levels and all of these different things, it's almost like an incubation period for you to really kind of test the waters, so to speak, what you want to do, how can I achieve this? You bounce it back and forth with your tutors and teachers and whatnot. And then suddenly the doors open, and like a greyhound, you have to go. And that whole go thing kind of hit me like, blinders, like a rabbit in the headlights. And I auditioned for the Central School of Speech and Drama. Now, I auditioned, and at that stage you realise that maybe 6,000 people are auditioning plus for this school. They take 28, I think. And in my first audition, I got through. Instantly, head went like that. Massive ego. I was like, I'm best. So went into the school, and unfortunately, as I think we'll all find throughout our lives, we make choices, and then we realise they're not necessarily right for us at that time. So we have to kind of backtrack, reevaluate where we stand, and move forward, and that's the key, always moving forward. So I left the drama school, it wasn't right for me. I auditioned for the London Academy, Lambda, and started there. And from that point forward, kind of moved forward. And the great thing about this whole experience for me was I was surrounded by pupils who had gone to Eton or Oxford or Cambridge at the highest levels, and they had extremely wealthy families, and their families were a part of the industry, directors, producers, casting directors, whatnot. And I had come from Mildenhall. I had come from Mildenhall. I didn't have a wealthy family. I didn't have any of these kind of key into the industry business that everyone around me seemed to. Although I won't take anything from them. They were the creme de la creme, and they were very, very good at what they did also. But I was very proud to come from Mildenhall. I was very proud to come from this area and to kind of do it by myself without any kind of support. I needed to make that choice for myself to make that part of my life real. So I committed to it 100%, and since then I've had the honour of working with some phenomenal people who have really taught me humility, which is actually the most important thing we all, I feel, can learn from. Humility, compassion, and passion also. Working with people such as Kevin Spacey and John Malkovich, and these wonderful actors, Deborah Cohen and Billy Piper, who was a lot of fun. Danny Dyer, just a lot of people who I kind of looked up to when I was younger. And suddenly I was next to them, going from Mildenhall kind of obscurity in my own world, not knowing what I wanted to do, suddenly going, wow, what am I going to do next? So I guess what I wanted to say tonight, which is a real privilege to be able to talk to this school, where I came from and I'm very proud to have come from, because I know that I haven't got to where I want to get to yet. I know I need to get there and beyond. And I think after seeing all these people today take these pupils and whatnot, taking these awards, what I will say to everyone tonight who has and will continue to move forward, but this is just the first achievement, you're about to get a whole host of other ones, is to be true to yourself, to stand up tall, to not listen to anything that they tell you when it comes to you can't achieve what you want to achieve because of who you are, where you've come from, what colour, race, creed, religion, background, anything to do with that. Actually just listen to the one thing that truly matters to you, which is your inner voice. Your inner voice is the most powerful and real thing that you'll ever experience. Your instinct and your honesty. So just listen to that and you can do anything. So I guess that's kind of what I wanted to say. I mean, there's one quote that I kind of held true to my heart, which was by Hunter S. Thompson. And he said, when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. It's right there. And if you're going to be crazy, get paid for being crazy. Because they kind of frown on that otherwise. But thank you very much for having me tonight. It's been a pleasure and an honour to be here. And I wish everyone the best, whatever you choose to do, whatever your field is. Don't let them tell you you can't do it, because you can, trust me. Nothing but love. Thank you very much.